We are present at this time in case 22 CR 458. The case was captioned State of Ohio versus Allan Glavic. We were last here where the jury returned its verdict finding the defendant guilty of all 4 counts in the indictment, but was found not guilty of the 2 forfeiture specifications involving the U.S. currency in counts 1 and 2. Court deferred sentencing until today's date. We are here at this time for sentencing. Defendants in court. He's with counsel Mr. Corey Hinton. The State of Ohio is represented by Special Prosecuting Attorney Mr. Matt Lallo. Mr. Hinton, any reason not to go forward with sentencing?
No such reason, Your Honor.
Anything you want to say on behalf of your client?
I do, Your Honor. As the court's aware, the jury found Mr. Glavic guilty. While we certainly respect that decision, we do think that there were issues as far as what the state had to prove, but nonetheless, even taking that for what it is, these 2 alleged transactions involved very small amounts of narcotics. There was one that had about 1/8, and then there was 1/8 of methamphetamine, 1/8 of an ounce, and then another that had a even lower amount than that. But these 2 transactions, if you believe what the state put forth, involved the same individuals. These were controlled buys. We certainly think that the court should consider running concurrent sentences for both of those charges, being again that these were controlled buys involving all of the same parties. The criminal tool again was directly related to this. So concurrent sentences seem to be in order for a situation like this. I do believe that a 9-month sentence would be appropriate in this situation, and that Mr. Glavic be given credit for all the time that he's put in on this case prior to today's date. Thank you, Your Honor.
As far as credit goes, let me explain what I calculated here. There's an issue with it. Mr. Glavic was originally arrested on the day they did the warrant, bonded out the next day, so there's 2 days of credit there. He was then on bond. He was in jail on the other case. However, at some point, there was a motion for competency in this case, in which the court referred him to the hospital, and that was on when I made that referral, that was September 7th of 2022. And he was at the hospital until November, he was found competent on November 29th, 2022. Now, while he wasn't released from custody on that day because he was still in jail in the other case, he does get credit on this case for the September 7th to November 29th period of time, which is 84 days. And that's the period of time that you were requesting on the other case that I didn't give you, but sure on this case. His bond was then revoked on this case on the day of the verdict, which was 20 days till today, so it's a total of 106 days of credit that would be given on this case, because he's been out, he posted his bond immediately, but he does get credit, again, for the time he was in the hospital and the time since I revoked his bond in this case. So it's 106 days. Mr. Glavic, the law does allow you to speak before sentencing, and you can say anything it is you'd like me to know. Is there anything you want to say at this time?
Yes, I found a motion last week. You stricken from the record saying about the DNA test. I want my DNA test on the bags. Prove it so I can prove it. I never touched the drugs. I never sold that guy no drugs. This case is really crazy to me. How they found me guilty, but it is what it is. And I don't understand it. There's zero evidence saying I sold him drugs, but that's just a confident informant that said Louis Marconi saying, but he's a drug addict out there running around the street right now, skipped your court, running around. I don't understand it. He never testified. Just going by word what the cop said. I sold him drugs. There's nothing on audio, video, nothing. I even gave him no drugs. The only thing that shows on audio, video, me swinging on him and almost spit on him. Oh, because fighting about some money, because he's trying to steal my buddy. And, you think I'm selling drugs right after it? I don't understand it. It shows right on audio, video. I didn't sell no drugs. It's sloppy police work the whole time, and the whole discovery. Are you gonna send me to prison because of it? Because there's sloppy police work? I don't get it.
Is there anything else you'd like to say?
That's pretty much it, man.
Thank you. Mr. Hinton, anything else you want the court to consider?
Nothing further, Your Honor.
Mr. Lally, on behalf of the state of Ohio.
Thank you, Your Honor. In this case, as you are well aware, the defendant was found guilty of all 4 counts, 2 felony 5s, which carry between 6 to 12 months apiece, felony 3, which is between 9 and 36 months, and felony 4, between 6 and 18 months. All said and done, I think the total here, if consecutive, is up to 78 months. We do feel that based upon the facts and circumstances of this case, in conjunction with the defendant's history and other relevant factors, that it does merit a consecutive sentence, and asks that you impose a consecutive sentence here. First and foremost, after review on OLEG, it does look like Mr. Glavic, since 1993, has 47 different criminal charges or offenses that have been brought against him. And that does not include the current case that we're here on today, nor does it include the subsequent case that he got picked up on while he was out on bond, and this case was pending. In addition to that, he was, I believe my records show that he was on under supervision by the Adult Parole Authority during the commission of this offense as well. Ask that you consider that factor in conjunction with the fact that it doesn't appear in my, from what I've been able to observe, any lack of remorse or acceptance in this case. So for all of those factors, we do ask that you impose a significant sentence on this case and ask that you impose a consecutive sentence. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. This court has considered the particular facts and circumstances of this offense, the nature of the offense. I've considered Mr. Glavic's entire history. I've considered what's been said here in open court by Mr. Hinton, Mr. Glavic himself, the prosecutor's comments, recommendation. This is all being considered by this court, the purposes and principles of felony sentencing set forth in 29-29-11 of the revised code. As for the factors in 29-29-12, there's nothing factually which makes it any more or less serious. As for the recidivism factors, almost every factor is present in that regard. The defendant committed the offense while on post-release control. He's got a very, very lengthy record, going back over 30 years of criminal convictions. As the prosecutor alluded to, 47 prior entries before this case. He has not responded favorably in the past to previously imposed sanctions. There's no genuine remorse. He's served multiple prison sentences before. There's a pending case right now that he got arrested for while on bond after he just got out of prison in March for another case I had with him. No factors indicate recidivism is less likely. Under 29-29, well, the count 3 here is a felony of the 3rd degree, which carries with it a presumption for prison. Defendants previously served a prison sentence before, but there's no presumptions for probation. Prison's consistent with the purposes and principles of sentencing. The defendant is not amenable to any available community control sanctions. Therefore, it will be the sentence of this court that on count 1, defendant serve a term in prison of 11 months. On count 2, you serve a term in prison of 11 months. Those 2 terms shall be served consecutive to each other. On count 3, defendant shall serve a term in prison of 18 months. On count 4, he shall serve a term in prison of 12 months. Those 2 counts will be served concurrent with each other, but consecutive to the prison terms imposed in counts 1 and 2. For an overall prison term of 40 months in prison. Defendant will be given credit for 106 days he's already served. Need to advise you upon your release from prison, you may be placed on post-release control for up to 2 years. If you are and you violate any of those conditions, the parole authority can return you to prison as punishment for violating their rules for another 9 months for each violation you commit, up to an overall maximum of 50% or half of the term I just imposed. Any additional prison term imposed for violating post-release control is being imposed as part of the sentence at this time. The court further imposes the mandatory fine required for count 3 of $5,000, which is the minimum. That's what I'll impose. I'm not going to impose any additional time for post-release control violation. Defendant is ordered to pay all costs. I will further order the forfeiture of the contraband that was set forth in the first specification of counts 1 and 2. I'm not going to, obviously, the U.S. currency needs to be returned to the defendant. I need to advise you, Mr. Glavic, that you do have the right to appeal the conviction in this case.
Don't matter.
I'm sorry?
It don't matter.
Further need to advise you specifically that if you're unable to pay for the cost of an appeal, you have the right to appeal without payment. If you're unable to obtain counsel for an appeal, counsel will be appointed for you without cost. Further, if you're unable to pay for the cost of the documents necessary for an appeal, including a transcript of all the proceedings that we've had here in court, those documents and transcripts will be provided for you without cost to you. Lastly, you do have the right to have a notice of appeal timely filed on your behalf. This court will further go forward and appoint an attorney to represent you on appeal, and then you can make your decision with this counsel if that's something you want to pursue. The court also lastly finds that consecutive sentences in this case are necessary to protect the public from future crime and to punish the offender. They're not disproportionate to the seriousness of his conduct and the danger he poses to the public, and the court finds that the offender's history of criminal conduct demonstrates that consecutive sentences are necessary to protect the public from future crime by the offender. I think that covers everything. Mr. Lal, is there anything else for the record?
I don't believe so.